Big bold, give no fuck about the haters. It can take freedom from a cold dead hands. We're locked in low for the last days. Cause living on the road, motherfucking gangsters. Ready to die for this man.
Consistent with my real gender.
Ready to die for this land.
Well, guys, it's the last show before 2025. Can you believe 2024 went by so fast? I know I can't. And unfortunately for some, and fortunately for others, the news does not stop, even though we're all spending time with our families and with our friends. Gloria Johnson found a rather sensitive spot, and we're going to discuss that, and I want your opinion. If you know what I'm talking about, it was on Twitter. Drop it in the comments. And then starting in 2025, there's going to be a lot of new laws take place, including laws meant to protect minors from exposure to pornographic material and from the malicious algorithms of social media. I have a few questions and a few concerns about the upcoming laws, and I want to hear your opinions on what you think, especially since there is discussion that you're going to have to show your ID every hour if you are on a website that has adult material. The ram and rob method is becoming more and more prevalent in Rutherford County, with a gun store over the weekend actually getting broke into twice over Christmas holiday. And a Tennessee girl, 14 years old, was found abandoned in the woods in Louisiana. Find out exactly how she met her 28-year-old kidnapper, alleged kidnapper. And we're going to discuss Bill Lee partnering with Betsy DeVos and some of the big government-style education things that are going to be coming down the pipeline. Before we get started, I do want to take a quick moment to ask everyone a big favor. First, go check out our sponsors. You can find out who they are. First one is Mid-T and Kirby. Kirby's been around for 110 years. I am the Tennessee authorized distributor. There's another one out in East Tennessee that I do business with, but I can cover everywhere in Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama. If you want to take a look at the best cleaning system known to man, go to midtandkirby.com. Click on Preview One today. We believe you deserve the right to see this machine perform in your home before you decide to make a purchase. And right now, with tax time coming up, you are actually able to put the payments off until you get your taxes back, as long as you plan on filing them on time. So ask about that. It's on approved credit. Again, that's midtandkirby.com. When you get finished there, head on over to A State of Creative over on Facebook. That is one of my good friends and co-host, Daniel Wagner's website, and that's where he restores furniture. He has, I'm talking about sometimes $10,000 couches that you can get for just pennies on the dollar. Leather furniture, recliners, sectionals, whether it's something you're looking for an apartment or for an office. A State of Creative over on Facebook. They've got a link right up there at the top. You can view all of their products. And when you get finished with that, head on over to patriotpunknetwork.com. Now, this is really important, guys. We are obviously working on expanding some of our sponsors and growing the show. In order to do that, we need to offer these sponsors something. So please make sure you go and check them out. Let them know you saw them on the Patriot Punkcast. And part of pitching that is helping us get our views up. So one of the things we would like you guys, your help with, is to go and find your favorite video from the Patriot Punk Network. You can click on the More Videos option right there. We've got some embedded on the screen. There's a Videos tab. Go to our Rumble channel. Whatever it is, find your favorite video from the Patriot Punk Network for the year or of all time and post it in a local group. We would appreciate it if you'd send us a screenshot so that we know what groups it was posted in, and we can kind of track which videos are being shared. But we're finally out of a Facebook restriction, and they are starting to treat links a little differently. So we would appreciate it if you guys would do that. Then you can also click on the news tab. This week, Tuesday, I believe there'll be another story coming out, as well as early next year, an update to the campus safety scandal. And when you get finished with all that, you can go to the support tab, support us, or join our monthly our group in Telegram. For just $3 a month, you can join a members only group chat where we discuss show topics and are kind of figuring out where the show's going to go in the future. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tell all your friends, guys. We need like 3,000 more views in the next 2.5 days. So many of our videos get 1,000 views whenever they're shared to the right group. Sometimes they get more than that. But if you could, even if it's the district attorney, the dubbed video we put out a few weeks ago, if it's a group that we covered about school boards in your area, just find that Rumble link specifically, please, or this show, and share it around. Joining me in this endeavor is my good friend and podcasting buddy and out of the closet anarchist, Daniel Wagner.
Good morning, sir. How goes it?
It goes pretty good, man. Or pretty well, I guess. How are you doing?
I'm just hanging out, man. I've just been busier than hell trying to wrap up things for the end of the year, getting prepared to do taxes next year. And it's going to be wild because, you know, self-employment taxes is always an absolute blast. So,
oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, don't remind me. There's still 3 days before I have to start thinking about that. Okay, and you're trying to ruin my new year.
All right, sorry.
Yep. So no guests tonight, guys. It's the holidays. We weren't trying to guilt trip someone into ripping time away from their families, and we figured it would be a good kind of maybe a lowbrow comedy tour a little bit too, while we have some laughs and air some of our grievances going on with the Republican Party and some of the new laws going into effect. We are on Facebook and YouTube for the first about 30 minutes of the show, but if you're watching there, make sure you head on over to Rumble because we're only going to talk about the Facebook safe stuff there.
Yeah. You were trying to tell, you were trying to go over the order of the stories tonight, and I'm like, nah, I don't think that one's Facebook safe. No, not that one either. No. So Here we go.
Yep. And if quick reminder, if you're watching on Apple or Spotify after the fact, please leave us a review. We are getting some more listeners over there. It's showing up in the analytics. It's pretty cool, but we need reviews so that we can beat out some of the other Tennessee podcasts. And don't worry, we do have our routine guests coming back in the new year. We've already got most of January booked up. So if you want to be a guest on the show, reach out to us. I think the first thing that we should talk about while we've got everyone's attention is Governor Bill Lee and him partnering with, I think the Tennessee Conservative puts it, this fake conservative group. You got that story, Daniel? Yeah.
I sure do.
Governor Lee partners with fake conservative group to push school vouchers. Is anybody surprised?
Now I haven't read this, but when it says fake conservative group, I automatically think some kind of RINO group, some group that is Republican in name only, but I don't get a sense that that's what's going on here.
I think it's more established. See, this is where the term RINO has been diluted.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, the Republican voter has always been more limited government. They're conservative in their culture. They're conservative in their beliefs. And it's always been we don't need a government program to fix that.
Yeah.
RINOs, to me, have been people that are conservative in their values, but still believe in using the enforcement arm of the government to force things.
Yeah. Nowadays, it seems like RINO means something more like any Republican that doesn't agree with my brand of Republicanism.
Well, once after my take is once the 2022 came around, mm-hmm. and people realized that Trump was still popular, even though January 6th and all of that stuff, that's when you saw all the establishment people just start jumping on it. And it really has watered it down. Yeah. And I almost think that at least on a local level, I know a new party isn't the solution, but then we have to start taking back the and getting real representation at the local level.
So,
let's go ahead and go through this.
Yeah. So what do we mean by fake conservative group in this context?
Well, so have you ever met or ever heard of Betsy DeVos?
Yeah.
Okay. So click on just scroll down just a little bit. There's a YouTube video embedded, and this is a TV ad that has been running all over. And if you've been watching Freedom Media, you're going to see he's also partnered with some job creators network to share a bunch of the same kind of messaging. Go ahead.
Freedom is at the core of being a Tennessean. So when it comes to education, more freedom is what our children need to succeed. That means empowering parents with school choice, supporting our teachers, and investing in our public schools. Tennessee can have the best schools and ensure every child gets the education that fits their needs. That's why we need to pass the Education Freedom Act in Tennessee. Go to tneducationfreedom.com.
I'm with the government, and I'm here to help.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so we've gone into the school voucher discussion quite a bit, and it's going to be the biggest topic going into the new year. They've spent something like $5-6 million in the last year on lobbying, and that's some of the most money for any of these industries that's being spent. We've got on podcast on that. We're going to be scheduling another one with a few other education experts, and we are constantly welcoming people on who support the voucher program, who would like to give us some of the pros of it. But right now it seems like another government program. So the group that he's partnered with is called the American Federation for Children. And anytime a politician says that it's for old people or children, you just go ahead and bust open your pocketbook.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed this pattern when I was like 15. Like anytime the government really wants to pass something, they're like, oh, but think about the kids. Oh, but think about the elderly. And they always play on them sympathetic heartstrings like a damn. It's a played out play that they use over and over and over again. And the only reason they keep using it is because it freaking works. People fall for this crap all the time. And they just lose their minds. They don't look into it and figure out, okay, what is he actually selling us?
And if you try to have, it's like the free lunches for kids. Okay. If you try to say that you're against that, what you actually get is a bunch of people saying that you hate children. And I'm sorry, but I can both love children and not want to subsidize every child's meal. But it's so hard because then they come back with well, we send $10 trillion to Ukraine last month. And it's like, you're right. If we're going to spend money, I would rather spend it on American kids than missiles in Ukraine.
Right.
But why do we have to spend money? You spend money. I just don't get it.
I mean, if I'm going to have the kids, I feel like I should be responsible as a parent for paying for the kids. Anyway.
We got a comment from Charles Cook here. Speaking of which, we're going to test something out just real fast, guys. So from our Josh Who live chat, sponsored by Josh Who Web Hosting, we have a comment from, hold on here, can't quite see it.
Ain't that fancy?
I know. Hold on, here we go. We're going to get it. We're going to get it here, though.
So you'll have to go look.
Yeah, there we go. Most kids starting public school this year will never see any money for education before college. That's absolutely true. That is that's from Charles Cook. I think we're actually going to have him on the show here in a couple of weeks. It's a podcaster out of, I believe, Morriston, but don't hold me to that. He can correct me in the comments. It's going to be for 2% of the kids. 2%. And if you're lucky, it's going to go up 0.5% a year. So
I've had milk with more fat than that.
Well, there's a lot more fat in there. There's like $2,000 bribes for teachers because that's really going to help the public education system is more money from us to the government.
Honestly, I've always heard that more money will help, and they keep throwing more money at it, and it seems to be moving in the right direction. Right? So far, so good. All it needs just a couple more bucks, and we'll be there.
Maybe there is a correlation. Okay, picture the backpacks kids have to carry around, how heavy they are.
You're talking about the clear ones that inner city schools have to wear in the middle, that one?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you know how big they used to be in the 90s?
Mm-hmm. Okay, boy, do I. My back still reminds me.
You'd have that one kid running around with 3 libraries worth of books in their backpack. I think that's where they're stuffing all the extra money. And that's why it's weighing the kids' performance down, is they're carrying around.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
So now let me go back to this story real quick. So the AFC, I think, the American Federation for Children, has a PAC. The AFC's Victory Fund spent tens of thousands of dollars in Tennessee in 2024 on a combination of mailers and research for state candidates. I know we had Chris Spencer on the show. I don't know if the AFC was directly involved with going against him, but you had the chosen sperm of Tennessee, the Randy McNally's, Randy Fire Emoji McNally, the Jack Johnsons, and their PACs, and everything supported all these big government candidates, the same candidates or same politicians we're going to discuss here in a few minutes when it comes to the hemp laws that are being passed, and some of the social media stuff, and that we're behind a lot of the special session rigmarole and the fundraising behind that. So, but the AFC has one of their top donors is Betsy DeVos.
Hey, I found an actual screenshot from one of our public schools. It's showing on screen now.
With all the money in their backpack.
Yeah. This is actual like, especially around Rutherford County, where the student population from for the English ESL language classes.
Yeah,
that's them right there.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely getting kicked off Facebook for that. Anyway, so I
didn't say nothing wrong.
Nothing. Yep. Betsy DeVos was actually the U.S. Secretary of Education under Donald Trump in 2016. So there's a large group of people who are not necessarily against this, but I'm sorry, anyone involved with the United States Department of Education in any degree is not someone that I really want to be partnering with in Tennessee. I'm sorry, it's just it's not. Let's see. There's also a billionaire, Jeff Yass. Yass is in there.
I think that's Yass.
Well, I don't know. I think the guy in the gay or the homoerotic material.
Oh, and you're complaining about me getting us kicked off Facebook.
What was it? I think the guy that was found filmed in that kind of material was in a different pro-education group. I don't think it was this one.
He wasn't one of those two guys that was caught in the Senate House.
No. But he might have known him. I think that was a story we covered a little while ago. We're gonna get
carry on.
But this is typical. Bill Lee is going to get involved with whoever he sees the most opportunity in the future. He's no different than Governor Haslam. He's as establishment as they come. So it's no surprise that he's now that he's a lame duck per se. It's understandable that he's sitting there and trying to position himself to be a deal maker in the future. He is spending some money with these people, showing that he can put deals together, that he's a person of influence. And as soon as he terms out, because Tennessee has a 2-term limit on governors, then he'll have at least 4 years to go and lobby or make friends and do speaking engagements if they don't pay him to lobby, because, or maybe he'll become an ad buyer for some of the propaganda that these people put out, because I hear they make a lot of money, because he can do all of that while managing, Lee Company. So what do you guys think? Tell us in the comments. Do you support Bill Lee's voucher plan? Are you against it? Do you what level of school choice do you feel is important? I mean, real quick before we move to the next thing, Daniel, when you hear school choice, why do you think that catchphrase became so popular with Republicans?
Probably because of the what's the word? Brain fart. Yeah, I'm just totally brain farting.
I believe
the capitalist mindset of a conservative that appreciates choice in
the competition part.
Competition,
right?
Yeah.
They feel like, hey, if we can. First, they passed laws that was like the money follows the child. So, in theory, the money follows the child. It doesn't, because of the way we collect money. Some parts of the money do, but by no means does the $14,000 spent by Tullahoma follow that child if he goes to out of county. Some of it will, but very, very little. I feel like we don't need another government program. Another government program with another bureaucracy all tied up in it. where we're selecting who gets money for private schools. I'm not allowing more private schools is great. Finding a way to create more competition at a more affordable rate so that people can send their kids to a local private school is fantastic, but not subsidizing it.
Yeah, privatizing, it's the only way.
Yeah.
It's the only way, because I like you said, another government program ain't going to do it. I mean, if government programs worked, why ain't they working? At
God,
this
if
point.
government programs worked, can you imagine how amazing everything would run?
Oh yeah, we would be awesome.
We
would
have more
the
government programs than you can shake a stick at. It's insane.
and believe me, I've tried shaking sticks at government programs, and it's no fun.
So for our viewers in Rutherford County, and probably if Coffee County, Wilson County, we're only talking Davidson County, Williamson County, we're only talking it's one county away. But in Rutherford County, we've got a rather lackluster story from, I think, WGNS, the radio thing. It doesn't give us a whole lot of information, but it is worth bringing up. This is, what do they call it? The Ram and Rod? Is that the title of that?
Gun store ram and rob.
Yeah,
twice.
Yeah, Ram and Rob. Sorry, I just Ramrod, Ram and Rob. It's like a tongue twister. But the Southern Bunker, now that is a gun store in Smyrna, has been located right off of Sam Ridley Parkway. Was struck twice in 2 days by thieves using their vehicles as battering rams. They did steal guns or weapons and ammunition. I'm assuming it means firearms.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most gun store owners don't take things like this lightly. The guy actually posted on social media and said that he was going to open back up right after Christmas. And he says another group did it again. I don't know. That's ballsy. Hey, they got crime tape up. Someone just smashed in there. Let's go in there and do it again.
My thought would be, if I was a thinking man, would be, it's already been robbed. There's probably nothing in there. What good is it going to do? Probably the same group, because they knew they didn't get it all the first time.
Yeah, but and it doesn't say that they actually got anything the second time, but between the damage done and the mental toll of this week, they will be closing down for now. Now this sucks because a similar crime occurred at the Southern Bunker back in May. But this type of crime is not new to the mid-state. The Ram and Rob crime has targeted Murfreesboro, Laverne, and other stores throughout that area. So you've got Smyrna, Laverne, Murfreesboro. That's all of Rutherford County, except maybe Nolensville. That's all down the I-24 corridor. So I bet if Davidson County looked, they'd probably find some. Antioch side of town, Hickory Hollow area, or Coffee County. Once they start putting extra patrols in Rutherford to look for some of this, these people are just going to drive 10 minutes down the road and come into your county. So, if you own a gun store, make sure you put the ballards outside, dig a hole, put those big things outside, do some things to stop it. I hate to say that because we live in Tennessee. We shouldn't have to deal with that,
No.
But it is what it is.
This is one of those buildings that looks like it's part of an outlet or a strip mall kind of thing, and they probably rent the building, so it's probably on the business or the building owner to handle stuff like that, the outer portion of the building. But I would still, I mean, I don't know. This got to have a hell of a good insurance policy if this thing keeps happening.
and imagine what this is doing to other strip centers in the area. I mean, if they're going to rob, don't get me wrong, gun stores are a high target area. But so are cash stores, I would imagine. So are the head shops, the CBD and stuff like that, head shops that are going on. So this is going to cause everyone's insurance to go up, or they're going to just stop insuring certain types of businesses, making it harder for pro-Second Amendment groups and gun stores to get actual insurance at all. And this just another way that the crime affects us all, but it's okay because more gun laws will definitely stop those criminals from getting them.
Yeah, I'm thinking that would have helped maybe another government program or
a,
something.
a government program designed to look for new gun laws. You know what? Facebook might start pushing our thing if we say that a few more times.
Yeah.
So speaking of Facebook, we are going to drop you guys off. We love you and we appreciate you watching, but we just can't take the risk of getting our profile axed again, because we reach almost 100,000 people a month on Facebook, and it would be really, really nice.
Yeah, you people are just so sensitive over there. So,
well, I don't think it's them. I think it's the people at Facebook
I know,
and
I
YouTube.
know.
But
I'm just
and the
ribbing
hate
our
listeners.
audience. That's all.
Yeah. So we appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like button before you hop on over to Rumble, but we will see you over there. And while everyone is hopping over from Facebook and YouTube, we do want to take this time to remind you to check out our sponsors, midtandkirby.com and A State of Creative over on Facebook. And also for this special episode, we would appreciate it if you're looking for censorship-free website hosting. It works with all of the site builder plugins and stuff like that. I can't